Chris, you want, hey, Feehan, you want to go up?
That's gonna work great, man. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we're up. It's
We're
IFB
up.
time.
I'm awake. Yes.
Yes, you are. Welcome to season 5 of IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. I'm your co-host, NY-Pete, our technical director and robotic life form, the Tipsy Toaster. There he is, also known as Chris Moore. Uh, let's see. This is our pop culture show. If you haven't tuned in before, thank you for joining us live, and everybody that watches us later on, thank you for coming up. Sometimes. Uh, I don't know. Surprisingly enough, we get tens of thousands of views. So thank you, everybody. Welcome to our 70s and 80s anchored show. This is about, Tipsy and I and our love growing up on sci-fi and everything that has to do with that. And then, bringing it forward. So the other thing we always have to mention is that we happen to be big Battlestar Galactica 1978 fans, and that was the catalyst for creating IFB 5 years ago. And here we are going strong, and we got a full show tonight. We're gonna have the 501st Empire City Garrison's director of charity, Chris Feehan. He's coming up to do our Star Wars review. Then we're gonna have Tiny Bean Tarot come on and give us her critique and analysis on what's out there, best stuff to watch, and what's all that. That's cool. I got to see it before it goes up, and it's great as usual. And then later we have a special guest. We have an indie director, another indie film director, and he'll be coming up and telling us. And we have a racy trailer for
Oh yeah.
his upcoming film. It's a good one. So we'll talk about that later with him.
It's
And
hotter than my Cylon transistors.
it's good. It's good. It's a lot of fun. So we're gonna have him come on as well later in the show. So part of what we do is we like to recognize the fans because we're fans as well. That's where we come from, our background. And welcome everyone for coming up. And it's time to toast all you guys. So let's see. If Tipsy Toaster's ready, are you ready? Did you get your vile drink prepared for?
I didn't prepare it. I'm going to prepare it on air, evidently.
Okay, then let's do that, man. Get it ready because I wanna get this rolling.
Well,
You
it's
got
going to take me a second. First, I'm going to
okay.
start off with some ginger beer.
Ginger ale?
Ginger beer.
Oh, ginger beer. Okay. Don't
So,
shake that, will you please?
mm,
Ah, it didn't
sounds great.
explode. Okay, cool.
Put a little of that in the bonus.
All right, so a little bit of that. Is this scientific or you just pour as much as you want?
I fill it to the point where I know I'm going to use the rest of the rum. I mean, yeah, oil. And the rest of that I'll fill up
Low.
with oil.
Okay. Hey Lola. Hey Chris Laskowski from Down Under. Thanks for joining us. Erica
Absolutely.
and Rob Baum, unofficial fact checker. Kraken. Okay, cool. Kim
Crack-a-lackin'.
is That's it. Kim and Commander Kane, Paul Rogers with us. Sean Shallow from Battlestar Bulletin Board, and
Gotta do this
Susan. Thank you
one-handed.
for joining us. I'm not sure who else is up, but hey guys. Oh, Bert Oliver Bomer, excellent auxiliary vessel Bomer joining the fleet. Welcome, 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 and of course James McCoy. Hey buddy, how are you? Thank you for joining us. And oh my God, if you guys just came on, Tipsy Toaster's creating some concoction. Hey, Mike DeBrune, ginger beer, damage control teams to the bridge. Exactly. How's it going, Mike?
Yeah, a
Thanks
little,
for
little, little,
popping on.
little cloudy, right? And then I
Yeah,
add
that looks,
the special
yeah.
ingredient.
Ew. All right. What are you
Special
putting on
ingredient.
now? What is that?
Cream de banana.
Oh, that's just okay.
Banana.
It's just all right. I'm glad it's you that's drinking it and not me because that is so nasty.
Oh no,
Oh no.
you don't know what you're
What are
missing.
you doing?
Look at the clouds.
Put more of that. Put a little bit more because
Yeah,
it looks like it's
that's the
floating on the top.
Ragnar cloud-looking thing I
Yeah,
did
yeah. Put
before.
more. Put a little more.
More what?
More of that banana thing.
Banana.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It looked like it was floating. Is that? Oh my God. Let's watch. Look at it. No, no.
It floats.
Yeah, it looks like it's floating. That's totally gross,
That's
man.
kind
No,
of the
that's just
clouds
okay.
inside the Ragnar base for those
Yee. All right.
Battlestar
Well,
Galactica 2.0 people, or it'd be 3.0, right?
3.0. Okay.
3.0, yeah, 2, 3.
No, no.
We
Anyway.
don't count. We don't
Oh,
count
yeah.
the movies of the week, right?
1980.
Well,
Yeah,
we do
it's
count
so it's
1980,
yeah. You count 1980. So.
but
Okay. So, oh no. All right, everybody.
so,
Thanks for
anyways,
joining
thank you
us.
for joining us. It is
Yes,
amazing that you are all here. It's
that's right.
amazing that we have this platform that we can pontificate and meet with everybody else. We love meeting you at the different locations as well, live. But until then, until we meet you live, we are online here every Thursday, and we are here because the fans fuel the fleet. So here's to you,
Here's to you
fans.
guys. Thanks for joining us.
Mm.
Oh no. Ew.
I mean, the banana really makes it.
Oof.
Mm-hmm.
Ay, ay, ay. That
Oh,
looks
you gotta have it.
yeah.
It's a cracking banana.
My. Oh yeah. Um, Tipsy's drinks starting to look like where'd it go? Where'd it go? Starting to look like what is left over after a Cylon oil and lube change. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, it's usually
Yeah.
darker than that. Yeah.
Oh my God. Erica, cheers, but not what Tipsy's drinking. Yeah, no kidding. Bert Alvarez, pour me more of that, then that's totally gross.
You guys are
Yeah.
missing out. Can
All
we get a
right.
close up
Well,
of this? Hang on. Let's get a
all
close
right.
up of how
Do a
beautiful
close
this
up
is.
and then,
Ready?
let's move on,
Hang on.
please.
We'll do a beautiful close up.
Ah, that's heavy. Yeah. So we just did our toast. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I hope it's the grog. I don't know, man. That looked mean. That
There we
thing
go.
that he just made
Here's the
looked totally.
beautiful close up. Look at that.
That's not. Okay. All right. Can we? Oh my God. Let's just keep. Oh, oof.
Mm.
No, 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 no. You need to
How about
stop.
an infinity
Thanks.
mirror? We can leave Pete.
You need to stop that. Oh my God. That was bothering me. Hey, Chris Marshall. What's up, man?
Mm.
You just Thanks for joining us. We are,
Here's
yes,
behind the scenes.
cheers.
Everybody gets to miss out though.
Sam
You don't
Adams,
get to see
cold
this.
snap on this end. Beautiful. Love me a good
There's
Sam Adams. Excellent. All right. Can
there's
you stop
space
showing off?
station,
No, no, no. Okay. All right.
lights,
Lights. Little
alcohol,
look behind. Yeah, the scenes. Yeah, behind the
microphone.
scenes. This is
It's
it.
all
Oh, look at
behind the
that little
scenes.
fun machine.
Mm.
All right. Stop showing off.
This is how the sausage is made.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, definitely not welcome in Valhalla. Yeah, it's nasty. Here's the vodka and cranberry juice. That's right, Kim. That's right. Well,
I get
waiting in the
I have some of that too. Although
waiting
I
in the
make my own
green.
vodka
All right, never
uh,
mind that.
with
Oh, by the way, well, you know
habaneros
what?
and cinnamon sticks.
Battlestar, okay, Bar and Grill. That's where you got to pick that up and just move with that. In the wings is
Oh,
our
amazing.
very own Star Wars update aficionado.
Yes, I
Chris
was just
Feehan
fixing
is
his
here with
lower
us.
third.
All right, fix his lower
I did,
third,
I did, I
and
did. We're
oh,
good.
you did. Okay, good. Okay,
I'm
because yes,
fast, man.
we have a new. Yeah,
Fast.
wow, wow, that was impressive.
There you
Your
go.
eye hand coordination. Now press the right buttons, man.
I gotta find it now. The hell did he go?
Oh
Oh, there he
man, you're.
is.
Oh boy,
I
he's
found him.
right here. Will you just?
I had
Oh
to
my
I had to
God.
make the with this length of title. I had to shrink it down some.
Okay. All right. Well, Chris, welcome back to IFB,
Very, very nice to be here. Thank you, guys.
Director of Charity.
Or
So this,
charity officer, whatever you want to call it.
yes.
Yes.
So
Oh
this is
Lord, now we're
this
gonna
is
change it again.
no.
Yes. Charity officer is the official title.
Thanks for
I don't know if
thanks
it's
for
gonna
coming
fit
on,
down there,
Chris.
but let me give it a shot while you're talking.
No, my God.
Here we go.
Well,
Let's have some
look,
fun.
you're taking on that responsibility, I think now as your new role in the Empire City Garrison after many, many years of being at the helm.
That's
And
way huge.
congratulate you for all of your
Let's see this one.
successes that you've had as the commander. And now I wish you all the best in your new. Nah, it's sort of new, but it's a new title, and
Well,
now you're focusing
I've
on a
been
lot of the
I've been doing
charity.
this for 17 years now, and
Yeah.
for the first decade or so, I was the charity officer and event coordinator.
So you
So
just
this is familiar territory, and it lets me focus more on the charity aspect and let
yeah,
somebody else deal with issues and organization and all that other stuff. So this will make me be able to focus on our fundraising efforts and helping the charities that we serve to the best of our ability.
very cool. So congratulations now to this new chapter. So here you go, Chris. Thanks for coming on and doing what you do.
Fantastic. I'd like to congratulate our new commander, Justin Weiss, who took over this month. He's really been an asset to our garrison for the past 4 years, and I'm excited to see where he's going to take the garrison the next couple of years.
Cool.
Well, let's get started with some of the Star Wars news. A lot going on the past couple of weeks. Let me give you a brief update of everything that's going on in the Star Wars universe. First off, if you haven't caught it already, please catch up on Skeleton Crew. As we mentioned last time, very surprised that it was a very solid show, very Goonies-esque. It was a kid-focused show, but it had some, something for everyone in the family. Was actually surprisingly violent for a show that I would have thought would have been a kiddie show, which was very reminiscent of those 80s movies. Those kids in Goonies were in real peril. You remember when they took Chunk and almost chopped his hand off in a blender
Yep.
when they were interrogating him. Those kids were in real peril. Skeleton Crew kept that kind of vibe alive. The kids you really felt were in peril. It didn't get stupid. It didn't get silly. It kept a very even tone through every episode and was very engaging and told a very concise, very well thought out story. So I was very impressed with Skeleton Crew, and I'm hoping to see more of it. I'm hoping they will continue it and do something else in the future. But what's coming up immediately in 2 months is Andor season 2. Now, my personal feeling on Andor was it was a little slow, took a little while to get going. There was a couple episodes I thought were just useless, that they didn't really take us anywhere. There was a lot of good character development, but some of the thrust of the story wasn't taking us places. They just released the trailer just 2 days ago, so please check that out if you're interested. It looks off the hook. It looks like a lot more action. and it looks like it's going to lead right into Rogue One, which was their promise that this was going to be this season was going to focus right on the events right leading up to Rogue One. And in the trailer, the fans seem to have gotten everything they wanted. We saw some brief shots of K2SO, played by Alan Tudyk,
Yeah, I love
who
him.
was a fan favorite from Rogue One. He was absent in Andor season one. He'll be introduced in season two. Ben Mendelsohn, who played Krennic, was seen in the trailer, and people were very excited about that. That had been rumored, but hadn't been confirmed, and now it's confirmed because he's in the trailer. And Forrest Whitaker, Saw Gerrera, who was from Rogue One, is also appears in the trailer. So I think this is going to be an incredible bridge that's going to lead right into the events of Rogue One. So if you're a fan of Rogue One and really appreciated what they did with that movie, I think Andor season two is going to deliver where maybe Andor season one meandered a little bit. Let's hope this ramps right up into Rogue One. My only problem with the series overall is we know where this is leading. We know his fate already. We know the fate of everybody he gets involved with. But we know that it serves the purpose of getting the Death Star plans and blowing up the first Death Star. So it's a little disappointing that we kind of already know the ending. That's the problem with all prequels. But it's still an exciting story to tell, and I'm very interested now that they're adding all the other characters that we've seen from Rogue One. It's going to be much more exciting, I think, in season two. Uh, on other fronts with different series, we did find out for sure that Ahsoka got greenlit for season two, and it's going to be filming sometime this summer. We also heard that Ray Stevenson's character, uh, Balin Skull, is being recast with Rory McCann, who was the Hound on HBO's Game of Thrones. He'll be taking over that role since Ray Stevenson unfortunately passed away unexpectedly right after they finished filming Ahsoka season one. So he'll hopefully step into that role and continue that character because apparently that character was really required for the next season. So we'll see where they take that. People are very excited about it. There was a rumor that we debunked last time that Natalie Portman was going to appear. That's been debunked. But there still is a chance, and there's been still rumors circulating that Ewan McGregor might make an appearance in some capacity. So we'll be anxious to see if he does at all in Ahsoka season two. We also have to look forward to this year Star Wars Visions. They're going to have 9 new shorts. They're different shorts done in kind of a Japanese animation type style with different little Star Wars stories. So that is some new content that we'll see this year, probably later this year. I would say later in the summer. And with the movie front, not really much going on except for The Mandalorian and Grogu. As I mentioned last time, there's been a wealth of news coming out about that. Jeremy Allen White's going to be playing Kai Uzo, the bounty hunter. We also found out that Sigourney Weaver is going to play a character named Bishop,
Ooh.
and she spoke recently at a recent award show the past 2 weeks, mentioning that she did do a scene with Grogu, that she's very excited to be part of the Star Wars universe. She was honored to be in a lot of different properties over the years, and that she's a big Star Wars fan herself and was a big fan of The Mandalorian, so she was very happy to join the cast. So we're excited to see how her character plays into the storyline, and we should hope to see The Mandalorian and Grogu next May 22nd, 2020. Star Wars universe. There's been a ton of rumors about the Rey movie. It's been delayed. Um, uh, there's been some talk that the script is still being rewritten. Daisy Ridley recently mentioned in an interview that the script was still being worked on and that she may or may not be a producer on the movie. So they're in what I would call development hell with that movie. That I don't see that movie actually making any progress anytime soon. So I wouldn't put that until late 2027, 2028 at this point. There's been some movement on some other of the movie properties that they've been toying with. As I mentioned last time, Sean Levy's movie apparently is being fast tracked. So that might be a possibility that one might come out even before a Ray movie comes out. We'll have to wait and see how that's going to transpire. The big news this week in the Star Wars universe on the production side is that Kathleen Kennedy will be retiring the end of this year. And if you don't know who she is currently the head of Lucasfilm and all the creative stuff with Lucasfilm. And she was responsible for the prequels. I'm sorry, the sequels with Rey and the New Order, the New Force, First Order. Um, she was responsible for a lot of the series that got produced. She's been responsible for basically the direction that Star Wars has taken. For better or worse, she's kept it alive. I don't think she's broken it irreparably. I think she's made some missteps with a couple of properties. I think everybody can attest that Acolyte was not a success. Some of the other things they've done have not been incredibly successful. Obi-Wan I thought was a huge success, but Book of Boba Fett was kind of fell flat with a lot of the fans. So there's been some missteps. Everybody's dying to find out who's going to take over the reins and who's going to lead Star Wars for the next decade. Some of the names being thrown around are, of course, Jon Favreau, who's directing the Mandalorian movie and who directed the Mandalorian show and has been behind the scenes on a lot of the Star Wars properties that have been going on. Dave Filoni, who is currently the chief creative officer at Lucasfilm, he would be a logical choice to step in. He also did the Clone Wars. He's also working on his own film down the line. He also worked on a lot of the series, so he'd be an incredible choice. And there's been some other names thrown around that you wouldn't really expect. David Heyman, who did the Harry Potter series,
Huh.
has been talked about as a possible replacement. And another individual, Peter Rice, who was an executive at 20th Century Fox since 1998 and was responsible, or one of the chief people responsible for handling the X-Men universe within the 20th Century Fox, may be considered for the role. However, he was fired from Disney 2 years ago when the new CEO came in. So he's probably like the dark horse candidate, just because for whatever reason he parted ways with Disney because he was fired. And whether or not the new management would want to bring him back and have him take on that responsibility remains to be seen. So those are the four names that have really been floating around, and everybody's very anxious to find out which one of them might take over the reins, or if it'll be somebody that we haven't even heard of. I personally am hoping it's going to be Jon Favreau or Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni especially really seems to know Star Wars and really seems to care about the Star Wars universe, and he's responsible for a lot of the Easter eggs and a lot of the shout outs and callbacks that they've done in various series over the years. So I'm very excited that if one of those two individuals gets the position and takes Star Wars in a more fan-driven direction going forward. So we'll have to wait and see. Um, some other news on the Star Wars front. There's a new Star Wars RPG that's been being talked about. That's probably going to be announced at Celebration. There's the Acolyte visual guide book that's coming out. There's a Reign of the Empire book that's also coming out this month. And on the game front, I think I mentioned last time. So my ears were ringing when I heard this news this week that Outlaws did underperform, and to
Really?
such a degree that Ubisoft, the company that makes the game, is actually firing everyone from the studio that worked on it.
Wow.
Whoa.
185 people from the Leamington branch of Ubisoft. They were also responsible for the Avatar game. They were responsible for Division 2 and Far Cry 5, but their chief responsibility was the Outlaws game, the downloadable content for that game. So I think officially what we had toyed with last time, Outlaws being officially dead, it's now officially dead. There's nobody around anymore to be working on it, and I don't think it's going to go anywhere, which is very unfortunate because I thought it had potential. It had the potential to be the Grand Theft Auto of the Star Wars universe, and it never really found its footing. It had a very bad launch, and the downloadable content that came out in November was just too little too late, unfortunately. Um, so there's not much going on the game front. Right now, there is no real, um, uh, what I would call a AAA title coming out for Star Wars in the near future. There may be a new Jedi Outcast. There was that Jedi Outcast and Jedi Survivor that came out that were very popular. That might be getting a sequel, but really there's nothing else to the scale of Outlaws coming out that I can see on the horizon, unfortunately. Now, for retro gamers, there is something that just came out this week that you might want to check out. If you'd like to relive some of the classics like Republic Commando, Pod Racer, Bounty Hunter, and Star Wars Jedi Power Battles, those four games have been remastered and are available on current consoles, the PlayStation 5, Xbox, PC, and Switch, as they're calling it a power pack. So if you'd like to relive some classic Star Wars gaming on current consoles, those are all going to be available this week on all platforms, including PC. So that's something to look forward to. And I can say I played the crap out of Star Wars Republic Commando and Bounty Hunter. They were both incredible, incredible games. The other two, not so much. Pod Racer was a decent racing game, and the Jedi Power Battles was all based on Episode 1. It really wasn't very good. But you get all four with the Power Pack, and you can pick and choose which ones you'd like to play. So if you'd like some retro gaming action, those are available this week. We're really all just in eager anticipation for April for Andor Season 2 to come out and Star Wars Celebration in Japan, which is April 18th through the 20th. As I mentioned last time, that's usually the time where they announce new projects, they give updates on projects, they announce some very exciting things in the Star Wars universe. And even if you can't make it in person, all that stuff gets released online, and there's going to be all kinds of stories about it after those dates. So everybody's eagerly anticipating some of the news that's going to come out of Star Wars Celebration in late April. So hopefully there'll be some great news. There'll be some new projects and some surprises that we don't even know about. And that's usually the way Lucasfilm plays it. They play a lot of stuff close to the vest, and then make a big spectacle out of releasing it at Celebration. On the 501st front, we've been chugging along. We've already done about 8 or 9 events this year so far. Just last weekend, we did an incredible event at the United Palace Theater in Manhattan. They were celebrating their 95th anniversary, and they showed all 3 original trilogy Star Wars movies back to back.
Ooh.
And we had about 15 characters there, mostly stormtroopers, patrolling the line, greeting all the people that were coming to see the movies, and we got treated to getting to watch all 3 movies. So it was a magical weekend for the 501st and for the fans of Star Wars to get to see all 3 movies on the big screen in New York in such a beautiful theater. The United Palace Theater is an incredible venue. So that was a fun experience, and we have a lot coming up in the coming months. May the 4th is going to be off the hook. We already have like 9 or 10 events planned for that weekend at various libraries and various community events. And later this summer, we're going to be doing the CradleCon in May. We're going to be doing our mini-con in July, which I know IFB is going to be very excited to have a table there and
We're
help
there, baby.
support the con.
Oh yeah.
I just want to announce some of the guests. Catherine Mary Stewart from The Last Starfighter,
Oh, she's
Night of the
amazing.
Comet, is planning to attend again this year. She had such a great time last year. She has indicated she's going to try to make it again this year. We have Joe Zazzo, who's a horror icon who's been in a bunch of horror movies, and also as an author, he's written a book called Cafe Humbro, which is a great cooking guide. He's going to be returning this year. And we have Brimstone, the wrestler, podcaster, performer, actor, who came to our very first minicon 4 years ago, is going to be attending again this year. We also have Michael Jan Friedman, famous Star Trek author, is going to be joining us again. He's written over a dozen New York Times best-selling sci-fi novels, mostly in the Star Trek universe, and he's going to be joining us again. And I have a very special guest that I cannot announce until next
killing
month.
me.
Unfortunately, I know we have a contractual obligation because he's going to be at another con before he's going to be at our con that we have to wait until March to announce it. But all I can say is it's from a property that's instantly recognized, and we're very excited to have him and have him join us. And we'll talk about it at the next IFB meeting. Also later this year, we're hoping to be at New York Comic Con again. New York Comic Con is a great fundraiser for us for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So we hope to be back there to raise some funds for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And later in the year, we have our Sugar Plum Ball, for the Cerebral Palsy Association and various other events. So you can check out everything that we have going on at 501ecg.com. And if you'd like to find out more about the 501st on a national level, you can check out 501st.com and check out what's going on with the 501st.
Standing as always. Thank you so much, Chris Feehan. I am a gigantic Rogue One fan. So the whole Andor thing looking great. Just love it to death. I enjoyed the first season. I didn't mind, the build up. The beginning was kind of like you said, a little, but I liked it very much anyway. So I'm looking forward to that. Favreau, I think, is the winner, hands down. Give it to him and let him run with it.
But
And I think,
imagine him and Filoni being the chief creative
oh,
officer. It
oh
would be
my
a match
God.
made in heaven, and they work so well together.
Yeah,
I'm very
absolutely.
hopeful, and I'm very excited about Andor season 2 because I think what was lacking in season 1, the thing that was lacking the most was there was none of the other familiar characters from Rogue One.
Right.
Introducing now 3 of the main characters from Rogue One is going to be a game changer. And if you watch the trailer is off the hook exciting. A lot of stormtrooper action, a lot of explosions. It looks like a lot of action, a lot more of that gritty, guerrilla warfare that we were hoping for in the first season that we never
Right.
really got to. There was only a couple of isolated episodes where there was really any action in the show.
Right.
I don't want to disparage it for that because it was some great character development,
Oh,
some great
100%.
behind the scenes stuff.
Mhm.
But Star Wars has, I'm used to it having some element of action, and I'd like to see it, step up the pace a little bit, get to some of that action, get to some of that build up, and lead right into Rogue One. It's actually probably going to be very sad to see it go because this is going to be the second and only and last season of the show because supposedly the last shot of the show leads directly into the events of Rogue One. So
Wow. Looks
there's going to be
so
no
looking
room
forward
to
to
have
it.
any other third season. This is it. So
Looking forward to it. Excellent, excellent update as usual, Chris. We support everything you do. We really we like the fact that charity has become a big part of our the fandom that we so love and cherish. So thank you for doing all that. We will support, of course, and let's remind the mini-con in Long Island, New York. The date for that again, Chris, is
July 19th at Levittown Hall from noon to 5. It's free admission.
yep.
There's going to be raffles on site, and we're also going to be doing a giveaway. We can't call it a raffle, a giveaway leading up to the event that if you make a donation to the Cerebral Palsy Association, you'll be put in for a drawing for a 7-foot animated Darth Vader statue.
Wow.
We're
Is this
very,
is this
very
a
excited about that.
Very
It's
cool.
it's really an incredible decoration. It was only available for a limited time through Home Depot. I gotta say, it looks pretty legit and it's 7 feet tall and it's actually animated. He talks and swings a light up lightsaber around and he's
Whoa.
7 feet tall. The ultimate decoration for both Halloween. He comes with a pumpkin and he comes with a Death Star ball like ornament. So you can use him for Halloween, you can use him for Christmas, and we're going to be giving him away for any donation to the Cerebral Palsy Association leading up. The details for that will be available probably around May. So I'll let you know as soon as that goes live. And, thanks for everybody for supporting cerebral palsy. I actually work for the Cerebral Palsy Association. So it's a organization that's very near and dear to my heart. And I'm so glad that we can help them out and put this con on for them and raise some extra funds for their organization.
100%, 101%. Again, Chris, thank you so much for the updates. Wish ECG, Justin, the new commander, all the best. We support. We'll see you at the minicon. Obviously, you'll be back soon with another great update. And hey,
and of course
we
waiting to
love
hear
it.
that new news, especially.
I know. I can't. Everybody is waiting because
Cool.
as I said, that's usually when they just bleh. And there's pages and pages of all this stuff, and we're like, wow, let's just hope.
Excellent.
I'm hoping it's some good stuff.
Well, Chris, here's to you, man. Thank you so much for taking the time out and doing the Star Wars update
Fans
here on
fuel the
IFB.
fleet.
Fans
Fans
for the
fuel the
fleet.
fleet, my man. Thank you. You take care.
You two guys. Thank you for having me.
What a gentleman. Excellent. Love Mr. Chris Feehan. Been with us now for years. And
I'm waiting for
I
him to sell
was
me his car,
his DeLorean.
his DeLorean.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man. So cool. Yeah, we're looking forward to the mini con. It's a great small con. We had a great time. We were, it's fun. It's just a lot of fun. We had a table, we had our backdrop set up, we did interviews on the spot. It was great. So looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And
I'll have to find
support.
some.
We're gonna support.
I'll reach out to some people. Maybe we get some stuff to donate there, but it won't be Star Wars related.
We can mix it up. Yeah, we can anything. Yes. Yes, we will be mixing it up. So we will bring some things and let Chris know beforehand. Love it, man. It's a quite thorough update. I love having him on. And so guys, we'll keep you in the loop. Mr. Feehan has signed off and appreciate that. So there you go, guys. Let's see. Let's see. Georgia Kumis is on, and Rick Moreno, the author that we had on. We've interviewed him twice. He's been on. A friend, supporter of IFB. Thanks for being with us. Baz from
Hey,
Down
Baz.
Under jumped on.
He's
So
got
if
some
you're
great
on,
mushroom. That Baz. I'm just gonna jump in real quick.
yeah,
The picture. I love taking pictures of mushrooms myself because I've got quite a few of them, and doing some close photography. But the glow in the dark one he has on his site is just amazing.
whoa,
That was cool.
that's crazy.
That was
Alien.
cool. Thank you.
Erica, thank you for joining us live. I try to recognize everybody that comes on with us live. I know there's a few of you over on YouTube that are watching as well. Thank you. I believe Tipsy's monitoring the rest of the social
They
media.
should
I
pop
keep
up
an
on
eye
the
out
far right.
on
Just out of
IFB.
curiosity. Well,
Yeah. So for those of you that are on there, it's too small for me to read
yeah, they're
as
all.
is.
Everybody seems to be on Facebook right now.
Yeah, mostly Facebook.
Actually, we need to talk because they're getting ready to wipe out all of our old shows.
What?
Yeah, I didn't tell you.
They're gonna do what? What?
Uh, any live shows that are older than 30 days are getting deleted.
Are you joking?
I wish.
When is that gonna happen?
It's going to start in May for us. March or May. So we're gonna have
May?
we're gonna have to move them somewhere. So
Move them onto YouTube.
I think we are. They're already on YouTube, pretty much, I believe.
Not
So,
all. Yeah,
not
we
all
have
of
like
them,
a
but
lot
we
of the
have to go back
season
and find out.
ones.
Yeah, we have to
Yeah.
go back and find
So
the ones.
well, that's what
Kinda
we're gonna
crappy,
do,
but
guys.
that's the new
Oh
policy
my
for
God,
Facebook.
I mean, look, guys, we have 5 years of, hundreds,
Yeah, look at
literally
this.
hundreds of shows. So our goal would be to move all of our stuff over to YouTube. Most of it is already there.
Yeah,
I know that there are some gaps, though. There's a few of our first season and a couple of other here and there that didn't make it
really
over.
need to start looking at. I do own it. I just haven't populated it as a website. So I do
Yeah, we
own
need to.
interfleetbroadcasting.com. So
Yeah, that is insane, being that we have some of our shows have gotten like 30,000
yeah.
views and
Plus,
upwards
if
of
if
that.
you ever want to go back and look at a couple of our very first shows, and some people like to go back and look at some of
Yeah.
the shows we had on the books. We never finished
Yeah.
those, but we did first two books, I believe. Chapter by chapter talked about those and how much the Cylons were much better than the Colonials in those chapters, and then how Pete is just not paying attention right now.
I
And
am totally blown away at the fact that we're losing all our stuff. And I'm looking at, hey, Colin, thanks for being on with us. But we're getting some of the comments from, the episodes need to be archived ASAP. Yes, Erica.
yeah,
Rick is like, that's insane. No kidding, man. Totally nuts. Um, See if you can download them and then put them back up. Yeah,
Yeah, we can definitely download them and put them back up. It's going to take a lot of time.
those shows on sticks. No kidding. I'm like, I didn't know that. I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't
just
get
got
notified.
the other day. I
Oh
meant to tell you
boy.
before we came on the show here. But
Oh boy.
surprise!
Yeah. Slap in the face. Like that's the poke in the eye. Hey Karen, how are you? Thank you for joining. We
Nothing like
have.
having some fun and throwing something cool out there and surprising everybody.
Oh,
But yeah,
in a bad
so
way. Yeah. Let's see. So, Tiny Bean Tara
is
is
mediocre modeler
patiently
on? He was supposed to send me some interesting
info.
information on getting you a a romper room mirror.
Romper room.
Yeah, he's supposed to send me a
Yeah.
romper room mirror thing.
You
I
know,
don't know where he's at.
I always thought it was the Magic Garden.
What?
I'd always confused
What's
Romper
the
Room and the
Magic
Magic Garden.
Garden?
The Magic Garden. You don't know what the Magic Garden is?
Is that was that on
Oh,
during the same time New Zoo Review was?
oh, dude.
Or Witchy Poo?
What
What was the Witchy Poo? It was
it was two young
Croft.
ladies and they had a magic garden. There was a swing and they bring out the guitar and they play. You don't know them. You know the more Magic Garden. You know it.
No, I don't.
Yes.
No.
It was on WPIX though in New York.
Well,
So
there you go.
I know.
So
Rob, you know Magic Garden. Come on, you guys. You know the Magic Garden. It was
no. I knew
awesome.
New Zoo Review. I remember that one. Yeah,
Oh, come
Henrietta
on.
Hippo and what was the owl's name? I don't remember the owl.
Storybox. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I
Oh,
gotta go back.
yeah.
I gotta go back and try to find those now because they
What
probably don't
about
exist.
Wonderama? Do you remember Wonderama?
No, you must
Are
be a
you
lot older than I
joking?
am because I don't know any of these shows.
Oh no, the fact is that you grew up in the sticks and you didn't get to see regular TV.
Wyoming's not the sticks. That's beyond the sticks.
Secret Garden. Oh, dude. Come on. So, all right. Well,
Just
we have
hang on. I need to ask. Let's bring on somebody else who may know what that is.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Actually,
Got
I
it.
got to fix her video first. No, I'll fix it while she's talking. She's a little
Yeah.
up close right now. I'll fix you. Hang on.
Oh, yeah. Come on. There we go.
You
Tiny
got audio?
Bean.
Tiny Bean?
Tiny Bean. Audio
The
check.
story box, the story box.
Really? You know what that? I
Come
never
on!
heard of this.
Sherlock, the
Come
Chuckle
on, man.
Pouch, for God's sake.
Never heard of this. This is
It's a
definitely
live
before my
action.
time.
It's the Magic Garden was a live action children's television program that aired Monday through Thursday from
Mhm.
March 6, 1972 to September 14, 1984. I didn't know like that was a long time.
Yes,
In New
yes.
York City, produced and broadcast in the world's largest television market. The show became popular with millions of kids, but I guess it's only in New York.
Was it
This
only a
is
New York
No.
thing? Oh, there
like
you go. That's
so
why.
news to me, man. Wow. I thought
Oh, you
everybody
guys
knew
missed
Magic
out
Garden.
on the Magic Garden.
Oh, it's the best.
I'm
Oh,
just
it's
thinking Magic
so
Garden growing magic
cool.
mushrooms in that Magic Garden.
Oh,
Only in
Oh
New York they'd have the
no.
Magic Mushroom Garden.
Oh, the Chuckle Patch.
the
Come
Chuckle
on.
Patch.
There's a
Come
Chuckle Patch.
on.
Yep,
Lola
exactly.
says,
There's that magic
Lola
mushroom
says
Chuckle
hi.
Patch.
Oh
Oh,
boy.
yes.
Oh, Captain Kangaroo. Captain
Captain
Of
Kangaroo.
course,
Kangaroo.
Captain
Okay. All
I remember
right.
Kangaroo.
that
Yeah,
one.
that's a
Yeah,
good one.
yeah.
Yes, Kim. Okay. All right. Well,
Wonderama, of course.
oh, Wonderama was awesome.
Yeah.
What was it?
You got
Wonderama?
Wonderama. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. So
Oh,
much
it was
fun.
so cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I remember which one was Witchy Poo? That was the Sid
Oh,
Marty
H,
Croft.
H,
It was
yeah,
The Sid
HR
and Marty
Puff and stuff.
Croft. Yeah,
Yeah.
HR Puff and stuff. Yep.
Guitar Puff and stuff. That's it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Good
Baz
stuff.
says, "It's okay, Tara. Stay calm. Lola and Baz are here to save the day."
Yes, my crew in the house. Thanks, guys.
Oh boy.
I love it.
James McCoy says, "I was already out of college. I'm surrounded by babies."
Yeah. Wow. See, what can I
Wow.
say? I
I
feel
love it.
I
younger now.
graduated high school in 1984. I'll have you know, Mr. McCoy. So I don't think you're that much older. So, all right. I mean, you're here. You're here, Tiny
Yes,
Bean.
I am
And
here.
you got some updates. I want to hear all about this stuff. And Tipsy,
Oh,
I want to know if you caught up on any of these shows at the
Of
end.
these shows, I don't know. Just
Okay.
started 1923 again. I
Oh.
finished the first season, the new season. I
Mhm.
just started that one. So
Okay.
that's an amazing season, and I was upset that one of the actors had died. One of the Indian actors had
Mm.
died. What Indian actors is that right? Native American actors. One of the people who played a Native American Indian in
Yeah.
the show
Yeah.
passed away, so they
Oh.
Oh
replaced him.
boy.
He was so young; he was 27.
No.
So,
Wow.
but
All right.
anyhow,
Mm-mm.
being the Debbie Downer we are
Well,
now. Thank
re-
you, Chris.
Oh,
yes,
Thanks a
yes.
oh.
lot.
May rest in peace. That's right.
Hang
Oh
on,
boy.
I gotta
Wow.
get Tara set up for a second.
Okay.
I did
Well,
do her PowerPoint, but I did not bring it over. So
Mike DeBrune, Mike DeBrune says I was a background extra on an episode of Great Space Coaster.
what the hell is that?
Stop it. That's
Okay.
brilliant,
Space
Mike. I
So,
love it.
That's
um,
weird.
let's see. So
Mhm.
Baz says Dune Part 3, Tara, go.
Yeah, I'm all there, Baz. This
And
is
of
waiting.
course,
Can't
George
wait.
G was like, I watched wrestling shows on Saturday mornings. Okay.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Kim had her first baby in 1983.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
love it.
Very cool. Very good.
Love it.
Oh man. All right. So this is good. We got quite the mix going on here. We love it. Thank you all for joining. This is IFB Interfleet Broadcasting, and Tiny Bean Tara has a presentation for us,
Mhm.
right? So she's going to do our television and movie critique, and man, I got to see it, so I'm curious to see where you stand on some of this.
Yeah.
And I don't know. So are you ready there, Tipsy?
I am.
No.
I am ready to rock.
You're
You
ready.
ready,
Ready?
Tipsy?
She's seen them all, you know. The
Wait, we
words
need
are
the
like
music.
music in perfect sync with every performance she sees. She captures the essence,
I have to
the
put this to an
magic
AI
of each
video, I think.
scene with her elegant expertise. Tiny Bean Tara, the queen of the silver screen. Her reviews are witty, but her opinions pristine. With every
Love
critique,
AI,
she
baby.
sets the world ablaze. Tiny Bean Tara, the darling of Hollywood's craze.
Boom.
Boom.
Perfect. Awesome. All right, Tipsy, if you are ready to rock, then so am I. So
We are
here
rocking.
we are, guys. Hello, IFB. I hope you are all staying warm and happy this fine winter here in the States. Welcome to Tiny Bean's Corner, where we discuss new, old, and otherwise interesting things for the fleet's viewing pleasure. It's cold and snowy by me. Perfect time for enjoying shows and books and podcasts and all the other delightful things that we love. Now, I have lots of fun stuff for us tonight, so let's dive in. First up, gonna hit you with a smattering of interesting news tidbits to begin with. Now, we've talked in the corner before about our love for the James Bond franchise. Well, things are about to change in a big way. Since the beginning, the franchise has been controlled by the Broccoli family, and they have kept a very tight rein on all aspects of production, especially casting and director choice. This week, it was announced that they are stepping back since relinquishing the franchise to Amazon. So this changes everything. They cannot move forward on casting till the ink is dry, but be assured every casting director in the world is pitching someone. No word on if the next Bond will be a film or a series or both. There are no rules anymore. Heck, the next Bond may even be played by an American now. I am terrified and equally hopeful, so stay tuned. Next in news, Martin Scorsese has been around long enough that he can actually reboot his own projects.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Who knew? His latest is going to be a 10-episode limited edition series of Cape Fear.
Oh, great show.
Yeah, that's going to be on Apple TV Plus. Attached to the project is Javier Bardem, Patrick Wilson, and Amy Adams. This will be exciting. This is projected to hit our TV screens in 2026. Last up in random news, we haven't talked about the Harry Potter reboot. HBO is behind it, and the details are very, very closely guarded. But news has leaked that the great John Lithgow will be playing Dumbledore. So I think that's amazing. No other news on casting, although Cillian Murphy's name is being tossed around a lot for Voldemort. Just saying. Series is projected to be a more in-depth dive into the books. I didn't think we needed a reboot, but hey, of course I'll watch it. When will this one hit? My guess is just before the end of 2026, so stay tuned. Now, for some fun previews, check out the trailer for the new Netflix project, Death by Lightning. It's a historical miniseries about the rise and assassination of President Garfield. This one looks spectacular. I love me a good historic epic, and this checks all the boxes. It's also produced by David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, who brought us Game of Thrones and The Three-Body Problem. So this is an interesting departure for them thematically, but they are pretty reliable. And the cast is fabulous. It's Michael Shannon, Matthew McFadden, Nick Offerman, Betty Gilpin. It's a period in U.S. history that hasn't been overly explored, so I think it'll be worth checking out. Watch the trailer, tell me what you think. It's Netflix, though, so it could be released tomorrow, could be released in 6 months. Nobody
It'll be
knows.
canceled 2 weeks after.
Exactly. But with the trailer hitting now, I have a feeling that it's going to drop sooner rather than later. So keep your eye on that. Last up in previews, check out The Donovans. This series is coming to Paramount Plus and it premieres right around the corner, March 20th. It's a crime drama about two generations of mobster families in the UK, and it has quite the cast. Tom Hardy, Pierce Brosnan, hey, there's a Bond for you, and Helen Mirren are the stars. It is written by the guy who did the 2024 version of Day of the Jackal, which was excellent, and it's partially produced by Guy Ritchie, who is always surprising. Now, this was originally planned as a Ray Donovan spin-off, but now they're considering it a standalone project. There are enough elements here that make me really excited for this one. No trailer yet, but as I said, series will start March 20th on Paramount Plus, so be sure to check this one out, guys. Now, in review time, much promised, let's talk Severance. Now, I have been bringing this one up since the first season hit in 2022. Created by Ben Stiller and Dan Erickson, it is a psychological sci-fi thriller that is completely unexpected. The basic premise is that we follow a group of people who work in a very stark office for a company known as Lumen. And in order to work there, they undergo a surgical procedure known as severance that separates you into two parts, the work you, or the innie, and the outside you, or the outie. And those parts know nothing about the other. So you have a full work life with no idea if outside those walls you might have a family, a dog, hobbies. The outside you has no idea what you do for work or who you might know there. Seems pretty straightforward, right? One imagines this is for security purposes or something. Apparently, there is a big paycheck involved too. Some of the workers do it so that they can escape painful things in their personal life. The main character, Mark, played to perfection by Adam Scott, has lost his wife, and the idea of 8 hours a day with no painful memories of that seemed appealing to him. The first season explores some of the potential horrors and mysteries. We meet the rest of Mark's team, played by the brilliant duo John Turturro and Zach Cherry. They are collectively mourning the loss of a coworker who is suddenly no longer there. Apparently, this is a thing that happens. And we are introduced to Helly, played by Britt Lauer, who is there to take his place. Helly is not at all happy with this situation and wants out. But as you can imagine, that's not something that can happen easily. The setting is deliberately stark and foreboding as only an office space can be. The boss and her minion, Patricia Arquette, and the glorious Tremel Tillman are as horrifying as business office bosses can be. Tillman especially can go from smiling office banter to, oh my God, he's pure evil in 0 to 5 seconds. He has a performance review in the second season that is hilarious because, yeah, there is some humor here too. But this is Lumen, so they are always listening and they are always watching. What exactly do they do at Lumen? Nobody knows, but you can bet it's something sinister. When our favorite office team decides to do something about it, all bets are off. The second season is no sophomore slump. Quite the opposite. It leans even stronger into the existential horrors. Does your innie have a soul? What happens if you have personal relationships on the inside? How can that affect the outside you? What happens if you get fired? How about if the outside you meets another coworker on the outside and they know they work together, but that's all they know? The setting, again, hits hard. It's like a stark white prison of corridors and doors. It's like the inverse of an alien film, but just as dreadful. Simply brilliantly shot, guys. This is epic sci-fi. It is Black Mirror times 10. Each episode is better than the one before it. The cast is equally stupendous. There is not a weak link here. The writing is just genius, guys. The details are slowly leaked out as you go. Nothing is thrown at you too fast, and nothing is extraneous either. You need to pay attention. This is sit up and take notice viewing. Bottom line, if you're not watching Severance, you are missing out on sci-fi that is truly unique and powerful. 6 episodes into the second season, and I simply do not want it to end. So, please do me a favor, guys. Check this one out. Severance is on Apple TV Plus. And that is all for the corner tonight. Back to you, Pete.
Outstanding. So the first 3 episodes of season 1 of Severance, I watched on a plane on a trip. So I was on the plane, I watched the 3 and I bought right into that. I was like, you know what? I got to figure out a way to get Apple TV and watch the rest of it. And it was fantastic. So I've been looking forward to season 2. And now, I mean, you didn't have to sell it, but based on what you said, it's just that's the thing I gotta watch. So I'm gonna start binging it.
It's just mind-blowing. I mean, I really went in thinking like, all right, it might not be as good as the first season, that second season slump, it happens. No, no, no. It is like
Yeah.
off the hook.
I think I
Cool.
watched the first 2 episodes and I was kind
Hmm.
of bored.
Hmm.
It was okay. Maybe it'll pick up. Hopefully,
It, it, it,
I'll
it
get
does,
It
it
does.
picks
I
up.
get to
It
3,
totally
but
picks up.
the first
They
episode or two, I was like, eh.
It's,
it
you know what?
Especially it opens up with him crying in the car. I'm like, well, this is damn
Oh.
depressing.
it's the character build. So
Yeah.
look,
But
you gotta
it's save the cat. I get it. You want want him
right,
to be successful, and you want to see what's wrong with him. You want to help him.
right, right,
It's save the
Mhm.
right.
cat. I got it. But
Why
I
would
was like,
you why would you go so far as to go through a procedure, right? And the
Hmm.
guy's a professor too, right? Like
Hmm.
I think he was a history professor or something. So why would a man who's smart enough to know the risks? So that's why, I believe that they took the time to build that background. Why would you, even contemplate, like you said, Tara, it's you want that separation, right? He has the loss, and so he wants to have a little bit of peace.
Hmm.
And his family are kind of, they don't understand, they don't get it the way he does. So
Hmm.
yeah, so in the beginning, you gotta kind of follow, and then Chris, it really it starts to get really weird once you go inside and you
Oh
interact
yeah.
with the characters that he's his coworkers, and the world that he's in, and you're like, what the heck? Like
Yeah.
some of you guys out there would say it's like Black Mirror. It gets
Hmm.
I
it
like
gets
Black Mirror. Yeah.
you look, you gotta go past those two, Chris, and
Yeah.
then you'll start to you'll see how twisted it is, and there's stuff that goes on. Um, I mean, I
Yeah.
I could
Yeah.
see a lot of like 1984, George Orwell's 1984 stuff going on, and Big
That
Hmm.
Brother,
makes sense. Yeah.
and
Hmm.
once you get involved, it it's not you're not getting out. It's not
Hmm.
like talk about getting fired or whatever. You'll see. It's really pretty twisted, man. I thought
Yes.
it was pretty
Oh,
damn good. So
it's disturbing on a lot of levels.
Hmm.
Just really good. But yeah, it's the first few episodes. It's world building here. They're
yeah, yeah,
asking you to
yeah,
buy into this
yeah.
crazy world, so they have a lot to, get you into. But once you're in,
Got the hook. Oh no.
is the events of the first season change some things for
Hmm.
the second season.
Whoa, whoa. So, hey, look,
Yes.
not a lot of us get the Apple TV Plus,
Hmm.
but if you do, it's definitely worth something to watch. Silo, there's a bunch of,
Yeah,
great
Silo
foundation. There's a lot of,
Foundation,
yeah,
tons of Apple TV
really
Plus,
good
I think is the
sci-fi.
best for sci-fi.
Oh
And
yeah.
if you get the opportunity to do like a free trial or even
Yeah.
you just sign up for a
Binge.
month,
Oof.
binge everything and then get rid of it.
And then
And
yeah,
then yeah,
it's definitely
that's
worth it. I mean,
that's what I do. I
yeah,
jump around and I'm like, all
yeah,
right, these are the things I want to watch. I'm gonna binge them all in one shot and then
yep.
I'll switch off to something else.
That's it.
But yeah, Pete, the events that the things that the characters do in season one has a tremendous impact on season
Ooh.
two.
And there's some
Yeah.
tremendous talk about character building, character arcs and
Hmm.
stories, Chris. There's the interaction that goes on while they're in the 8 hours of work.
Hmm.
Hmm.
There's a lot of stuff going on. And some of it is extreme. So I
Hmm.
don't know, guys. I think it's definitely worth watching. I am stoked. Thank you so much, Tiny Bean, for bringing us all of this great insight. We love
Yeah,
it here on IFB, of course.
thank
And
you.
we look forward to you coming back and giving us the next update.
Absolutely. My pleasure as always, guys. Thanks for letting me be a part of the IFB family. Love you guys. Um,
Absolutely.
fans
Yep.
feel the fleet. I'll
Fans
see
feel the
y'all
fleet.
in a couple of weeks.
That's it.
All
Fair
right.
enough, Tiny Bean.
Take
Thank
care,
you.
guys.
All right, so cool. As always, it's getting a chance to hear a lot of us. I know Lola mentioned, I think Lola said something about rabbit ears and not being able to, it's almost impossible to keep up and watch everything that's
Oh
out
yeah.
there anyway.
I don't have
Um,
Hulu, but it's like, hey, we need to watch this thing on Hulu. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't have Hulu,
it's
but
hard.
now I want it. But now, if I had every streaming service that I really want, I'd back to the same cost I had for cable.
Bye, Baz. Yeah, no, it's exactly right. We're supposed to. A lot of people have adopted the idea of, cutting the cable and then just, picking and choosing what you want. But sometimes it's overwhelming having, all of them, be it Paramount, and then, like you said, Hulu, and then there's Netflix, and then Amazon, and talk about Apple. I mean,
Oh yeah,
it's really,
there's
it
so
can be
much
very,
out there.
very cost
It's
restrictive,
but
but
once again, it's great that there is so much content. That there's people who now can, speaking of whoops, we lost. Oh, he's still there. Uh, there's so much content from indie people like ourselves and our guests that we're going to have tonight. There's
Yeah.
so much availability to put that information out. I mean, we have the internet now, but there is all sorts of platforms. I mean, Netflix can put out stuff, and there's
Yep.
Amazon, and there's
And then there's YouTube.
Roku TV.
Yes, Roku TV.
I
That's
mean,
right.
that's a really interesting piece too.
Yeah.
It's just so much out there. So we really are on the verge of, or we already hit it, I think, of information or
Overload.
entertainment meltdown.
Yes. Mike.
Whatever you want, you can find.
Oh, for sure.
Being
Mike.
free or paid. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the point Mike DeBruyne says. I have a few stream channels, but I rotate the subscription. It's nearly
I
impossible
can't
to
keep
have
up.
all of them because you're paying for stuff and you're watching one while, the other one is now you're paying for it. You can't even watch it because you're focusing on one.
Yep.
It's not easy and it's not affordable. So
I love
we're
my
not expected
I love my
to watch
Paramount
all of it.
Plus because I like my 1923. I
Paramount's
think
got some the start
yeah,
classic Trek, which I
classic
watch
Trek and
on
always
there, and all the
yep.
animated and all everything else.
All the
But
Trek stuff is
um,
on
yeah,
Paramount Plus, and then
yeah,
I mean, you kind of pick and choose which ones
yeah.
you want. And I think I have Paramount Plus, and I have Amazon, and I have, oh man, why am I blanking? There's just so many of them.
Yeah, I know
Um,
it is. It gets cluttered, but
I have the
um,
Apple TV, which was I
Apple's
fought against
expensive.
that one. I did not want it. The only thing that sold me on Apple TV was
Silo.
Silo.
Yeah,
I had to
yeah.
watch Silo because I love the books, I love the audiobooks. Maybe I'll put a link
Look,
up to those. But the
the
audiobooks were amazing.
and
Silo was
then
an
there's
amazing story.
look the sometimes going back and watching some of the older stuff that we didn't like. We talked about Logan's Run,
Oh yeah,
Space 1999, the old Mission Impossible, which I'm actually going through that slowly. There's UFO, right? I
UFO.
mean, there's
Yep.
a lot of great shows that sometimes we never got to see all of it because it was in syndication and it would rotate and you wouldn't see it. So there's another thing is
Yeah.
where do you find the balance between watching the classics that we love and then trying to watch some of the new stuff, and there's
Well,
just so much
and
time.
we talked earlier. Some of the new stuff is classic.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just rebrand a little bit of rebranding, or a little bit of
yeah,
kind of the information kind of gets stuck in there. Um, you know, a lot of people say there's nothing new, but I think there's stuff new. Um,
yeah.
but
I
you can
think I
put
think yeah,
a new
I think there
spin on
is.
something else. I don't know if you want to call that new or not, but I think uh, there's a good entertainment value to that. So
Well, speaking of entertainment,
speaking of
perfect.
entertainment value,
Perfect.
hey,
Yep. We're talking let's prep our guest is in the green room.
he's in the green room,
Uh
but I do not see his
Paul
video, so you can turn
Ragsdale.
on whenever you get a chance.
So he is an indie filmmaker. He's a director, writer, and he's
There
made
he is.
several feature-length movies. And he is going to actually bring his significant other. So we're going to get a 2-for-1 on this one,
All right,
which is great.
let me
And
adjust
we
it.
look forward to having both of them tell us, what's it like to work on their projects. And the trailer for the most recent project film feature that they've put together, Only Fangs. It's a teaser trailer. It's now live. So warning, it's there is a little bit, it's for mature audience. There's a little bit of language going on, and it's in the
It's as
horror
hot as
genre.
my Cylon transistors, as I said before.
Yeah, and it's man. I watched it. I was like, wow, this is great, man. So there it's so for the faint of heart, guys, we want to make sure this is fully well placed in the horror genre. It's there's a this vampire, we'll just leave it at vampire slash S involved, and it is hardcore. So if that's something
I
that
would
you're not
say
into, the
it's
blood and guts,
amazing.
Yeah. This you may want to have to walk away when we set up the trailer. It's 2.5 minutes. It's like I think 2 minutes 33 seconds to be
Yeah.
exact, and it's good. It's fun. So we're gonna have them on,
Yeah,
and
ready to go.
yeah, I think so.
Here we go.
All right. Hey guys, welcome to IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. How's your audio on your side? Let's make sure that we get that up
Yeah.
and running.
One, two, three.
We're
One,
good.
two, three.
Yes.
Hi.
Bring it up a
Excellent.
little bit. There we
Paul,
go.
Good.
Angie, how are you? Thank you
Oh,
for
doing
coming
great.
on.
Good. How are you?
Good, good, good. And I believe you're on the West Coast, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep,
Yes,
California.
that's right.
Outstanding. I know I left there a few days ago. I know I left the weather was great. I hope it still is.
Oh yeah.
And you guys, filmmakers, I know that Paul, you started out young. You were always into this. You were, so it was a passion, and you put together AMP Productions. That's with your brother?
No, AMP Productions is me and Angie. So
Ah,
Angie Paul Productions.
perfect.
When I was younger, doing stuff with my brother, we were just doing stuff in high school, just, making films and all
That's
that.
where you cut your teeth. Yeah,
Yeah,
getting things
yeah,
going,
exactly.
right? All right, cool. You've actually worked on dozens of projects. It's not just one or two, not 10. It's a lot. I think it's in
Yeah.
the 30s.
Yeah, I mean, some like doing doing photography or cinematography, but
Mhm.
for like as far as feature films with me and Angie, OnlyFangs, which is the the movie we're working on right now, that'll be our sixth, I believe,
Seventh.
seventh
I
feature.
think it's our seventh.
Wow. That's pretty cool, guys.
Crazy.
So you guys, looking at your list of projects, films that you've done, it looks to me that you guys focus on predominantly feature films. You
Yeah.
you don't do shorts, which is a choice. It's a conscious choice not to actually do, the short narrative versus the feature. So why is that?
Oh, go ahead. Do you
It's,
want to
I
say?
think we've tried to make short things and we're just not good at it. I
Yeah.
think we're like, okay, we'll keep it nice and short. And then we're like, you know what would be cool? This one more scene and this one more character
Hmm.
and one more little cool shot here. And then it just gets longer and longer and longer. And
Yeah.
then we're like, at this point, we should just turn it into a feature.
That's
So.
basically how our first feature happened. It was supposed to be like a fake trailer, and then it got a short film, and then the longer, and this is exactly what she said. So, yeah, now to try to do shorts, it's just like, so hard to restrict yourself. And the last short we did, I think, was like in 2017, and yeah, we haven't done one since.
I think our shortest thing is like 20 minutes. It's
Yeah,
like not very short.
yeah, not too short.
Wow. Well, listen, it's difficult to tell a story, a short narrative, a short story, film wise is sometimes more challenging than, just doing, like you were saying, just make it the long because, well, what if this scene has to play? If we put that in, it would be great. And then, this character would be great. And then you're like, all right, well, what the heck? Let's just make the feature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Um, so
exactly.
your project now that you guys only fangs,
Yeah.
is it complete or are you still in post production?
We're still in post-production for sure. We actually still have a few pickup shots that we need to get. We're
Oh,
planning a, big shoot in Vegas in April.
oh wow.
Do some pickup shots there. So that's kind of how we do things. We kind of edit and shoot at the same time. And just because, we're, independent and, we work with other people who are independent indie actors as well, and they have day jobs and go to school, things like that. We have to schedule around, their work schedule.
Yeah.
So it takes a while just to get everything all together, so that's why like it can be a long process to do a big film, which for us, this one is pretty big. We have a lot of casts, so
Well, okay, so look, before we actually show your teaser trailer, um why the horror genre? Why is it that you guys focus on horror?
for me, it's all about what I grew up watching. That's the movies that I was fell in love with first. The Universal horror, monster movies, of course, and the Wolfman, Creature from Black Lagoon, Dracula, all that. And then it evolved because I grew up in the 80s to the slashers, Friday the 13th and Halloween and then Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. And it's just something that holds a lot of memory for me, just going to the video store and getting these videos off the shelves and looking at the artwork. And it's what's inspired me the most. Even though when I went to film school, I try to, follow more other directors like Scorsese or Tarantino, more cinematic directors. I always had that my childhood kind of calling back to me. So that was always, something that was just near and dear to me, and I felt like it wasn't getting a lot of love until most recently. Now more people are really delving back into the 80s and 90s VHS specifically, and looking back at their own childhoods. And so we found that for us, which is odd for her. We found that for us, that's been our most successful films. And then for her, it's very interesting because she was not even allowed to watch those movies at all, where I
Yeah.
was.
I'm not a horror fan actually at all, and I wasn't allowed to watch scary movies growing up, so it's funny that I've slipped into this niche
Hmm.
uh, s- subject genre of indie films. But again, I was a child of the 80s as well, so really big and fun projects is what appeals to me.
Hmm.
So all of our projects, even though they have that element of like slasher or thriller, they're fun. So
Right.
there's a lot of comedy in our movies, and I guess you could call it like dark comedy.
Hmm.
So, and then of course the fashion, the
Right.
fashion and the fun comedy and the making friends on set aspect of it all is really what has drawn me into this, because getting to chop someone's arm off in a movie is actually pretty fun with your friends. So that's what's kind of kept us around.
Yeah. Yeah, because she brings a lot to the films. Even if she's not a horror fan, she still brings a lot to the art direction, the aesthetics, and the clothes, which is something that a lot of indie filmmakers don't pay attention to because it's, girly. I don't know. Or maybe it's just something that's just not hardwired for, but it makes such a difference in your films, and it makes the production value much higher for any filmmakers out there. That's a good way to get a lot of production value out of your movie, is to have the wardrobe and the clothes and the art direction, the lighting. It's all, you know, it all comes together.
So Paul, I know that you actually studied film, and so you actually did some of the formal stuff. What about you, Angie? Did you study film
Yeah.
or you did?
So that's where we met.
Yeah.
Oh,
We met in film school.
Yep.
So we've
oh, cool.
went to the same classes, went through the same college, and we started our film journey at literally the same time. Well, I
Yeah.
guess he was making like funny movies when he was a kid, but which I never did. But as far as like our filmmaking career, we started
Mhm.
at the same time.
Yeah, that's where we met. We fell in love, got into a relationship, and then we relationship together, but then we stopped making films like after MJ's college, and then there's like a hiatus, and then we didn't pick it up again together until 2010. So 2010 is like where the year that we started being like an official production company. I won't even say official, but that's when we started making movies together.
Yeah.
And so under our moniker A&P Productions, that's when we made our first feature.
Cool. So who writes? Do either of you write?
I
It's
write.
mostly Paul. I only add scenes or certain
Mhm.
conversations. And then I mostly edit the writing. So
Mhm.
he does like the bulk of the initial ideas and writing, but then
Yeah, I'll
I'll
come up with a concept, write out the script. She'll read it, do the editorial, add stuff, take away stuff if something, we can't do, like, kick someone's head off or something. If we're not like equipped for something like that yet. Bring it down, to earth. And so yeah, so it's like we discuss it at length. And then I finish up the writing, put the finishing touches, and then, we read it one more time and then it's ready to go.
All right. So couple more questions though.
Mhm.
Because we're gonna get into we'll see the trailer and then it'll take us somewhere else. But well, there's many questions that you guys will be able to enlighten our, the fans and everybody that watches. And that is basically so it's one question is funding.
Mhm.
The other question is film festivals. and the third one is goals.
Mhm.
So let's maybe start with the fundraising. How do you raise funds to make your films?
We get asked this a lot,
Yeah.
which is really like I totally see where people are coming from on the question.
Mhm.
We kind of built a fan base over the course of, I mean, and we're going on over a decade now.
Mhm.
So when we first started, there was no Instagram or Facebook or any of that stuff, or there was Facebook, but
Yeah.
we weren't really using social media the way it is now. So we were lucky to catch, social media at its early stages and post a lot of our photos and that kind of stuff online and kind of build an audience through our social media.
Mhm.
And then through the collaborations that we do. So we've made a lot of beautiful friends and they tend to attract a lot of eyes to our projects. So that has been a big key to our success is who we
Mhm.
collaborate with. But it's also just the consistency. I think at this point, anybody who's considering investing, whether it's like $10 or $100 or $1,000, they can be confident that we're going to finish what we start. So they can look back and see that we've made several films. It's very likely that we're going to finish everything we start. So it's pretty much a sure thing if they're going to invest money in any of our projects. And on top of that, it's the perks that we offer. So we try to keep our perks very low priced. So people can get in at a very low uh, price point. So you don't
Mhm.
have to feel obligated to contribute a lot of money. You could get even a poster or something
Mhm.
for $10. Um, and it's just that. It's like the consistency over all the years we've been doing this. It's the people that we collaborate with. And I think also it's just the nicheness of our stories. I think people are kind of attracted to the titles that we have created in the past. Something play on words like slash Lorette Party,
Mhm.
Murder Size, Only
Mhm.
Fangs tends to perk people's ears up. And then when there's a trailer that goes along with it that also is like, ooh, okay, I'm interested. It kind of helps people feel more confident and throwing a couple dollars our way.
Yeah.
So that has just built organically.
Yeah, we use Indiegogo for anyone wondering like what platform we use. Indiegogo we've been using from the start, and we for every campaign we do, we always try to have something to look at. Whether it's pictures, promo pictures, or a promo video. We actually been doing promo videos for everything we've done, even if in the beginning when we didn't raise a lot of money, like $1,500. Then the next one, we had photos and videos and raised about 8,000. And then for murder size, I think we raised over 20,000, which was a big jump for us.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
And
big.
then
Yeah.
with this one, right now it's sitting at 53K, which is insane.
Wow.
Like we've
That's
never
impressive.
raised anything like that before, like I said.
Yeah.
But it's following the same formula. It is having a catchy title, having a catchy promo, photos and stuff. Even there was like I got an email from Indiegogo, like a CEO. He had said he had saw my campaign and he wanted to reach out to me, and then if I have a new campaign to have a talk with them so they can help us, reach our goals. So it's really cool that, we're just getting noticed, by people that don't know us. Because yeah, we do have a small fan base and they've come through for us every time, and we're so appreciative of them all for their support. Well, we've able to like get more people on our side
Yeah.
in this one.
I think it's also repeat fans. So fans
Yeah.
who contributed a little bit on our original, like our first project, they enjoyed that project
Mhm.
and then they're like, oh, next time I'm gonna double what I give them.
Yeah.
Or and then this time, oh, I want to give them a little bit more. So it's kind of built like that as well. We have a really strong base of really loyal and generous and kind friends, and they help spread the word.
Mhm.
So it's really spread through our fans and friends, and even like I said, the actors that we collaborate with, them sharing the
Yeah.
links and the Indiegogo links and the promo photos is what makes its rounds and catches people's attention. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, it really
oh, my
helps.
friend is in this. I want to contribute some money. So
Oh yeah.
all of that slowly
Very cool. So
adds up.
then the other question is the festivals. Do you guys do the festival circuit, the horror festivals and stuff like that?
Not really. I've submitted quite a few to, I mean, I've submitted our films to quite a few festivals.
A long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago, and there was just a run. I was just like, dude, one after another, and I don't know how much money I spent, but it was a lot, and I didn't get anywhere, like literally nowhere. The only festivals that have been kind to us have been the ones that have reached out to us and wanted to showcase the film, like premiere it and stuff. It's like there's a few of them. The Genre Blast Film Festival, I think it used to be Grindsploitation Film Festival. So we actually won awards there for like Murder Size, but they really have been the only ones that have been accepting us. I think Tampa Bay
Hmm.
Horror Film Festival too. I think we won a few awards there. So
Yeah.
yeah, not too much.
We don't tend to participate in festivals that much because
Not anymore.
usually people's objective is to get a distribution deal through festivals. And for us, we had distribution deals already, so we couldn't like sign with a new person because we had already signed with someone else really early on. But even after that, our projects that have come out recently, we've decided to self-distribute.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
there kind of isn't really a reason for us to join in film festivals with the hopes of getting distribution, I guess, is
Yeah.
what most people want. But
For this one, the only thing that I am curious to see if I can get in more festivals. Just because this one I feel a little different about it. It's much more epic than the other films that we've done. So I might try it again this year.
yeah,
We'll
So
maybe
see.
maybe we'll try.
what are the goals now? You've had you said distribution, you've had major success. I mean, 50 grand plus, budgeting for this project, and you said there's some pickup shots and things like that.
Mhm.
What's the goal then? Where do you go with your filmmaking from here?
Well, we already have a few scripts written already. Um, some of them are a little smaller scale. We still want to increase our productivity and our quantity. We have about like four films, on Tubi right now that you can watch, that anyone can watch right now for free. But the real key to, I guess, this market right now is to have more product out there because, Tubi, it does pay. I mean, that's the most pay we've ever seen of any of our films from any streaming platform that we've ever had. So we're very, very thankful for that. But if you follow the model, it's like, you need more product out there. And, maybe we take too long completing certain things. I like to speed that up a little bit. And then there is another epic film that we want to do, but involves wrestling,
Oh,
involves, a wrestling ring, so that might take a little time. So that one will probably be, you know, I mean, not probably. It'll definitely be more epic than OnlyFans. And OnlyFans is our biggest film to date, but the wrestling one would be even bigger. So that's
cool.
something we're looking forward to.
Very cool. All right, so then that brings us to the actual project that you have now. And it's on your Facebook, Only Fangs,
Mhm.
and you did a heck of a trailer slash teaser for it. And it is, I would say that our audience needs to be aware that it is, M for mature, right? A little bit of language. There's some gore in it. It falls strictly and very well into that horror genre. And it's about vampires, guys. So, right, you gotta go into this knowing that so that you can appreciate it. It is a little tongue in cheek, so there's a comic element that's involved, right?
Yeah.
But it's I watched it and I was like, okay, so it's sort of kind of reminds me a little bit of those, over the top 80s horror movies.
Hmm.
And but I was like compelled to like, okay, where else? What else? How do they, like where does this end up? Well, how does, so I was pretty hooked on it.
Good.
And is there anything you guys want to say before we play your trailer?
Yeah, I'm a big vampire fan. Fright Night and Lost Boys are probably my
Yeah.
two favorite vampire movies, so that's a huge influence. on this on our movie OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So Fright Night, yeah, Lost Boys, and there's a couple of other films, Innocent Blood, that we like, and The Monster Squad. If anyone knows that movie, that's definitely a big influence on this one as well.
Yeah.
We wanted to do something fun, like I do love more serious vampire movies, but we try to keep the fun element of the 80s type of
Right.
horror
So we
movies.
wanted to make like a girl version of Lost Boys.
Yeah.
Just make it kind of like female vampires and their journey to take control and kind of start their own business for themselves so that they can make a living. And uh, it's just kind of a funny story also because they link up with a monster hunter and they come up with this business plan together and how they're going to survive as vampires with trying not to kill people. So that's the story, and it's kind of comedy and a little bit of slasher, so it's kind of like a funny mix of both genres.
Yep.
Cool. All right. I think then that it's time to watch the trailer for your upcoming project with Only Fangs. And I don't know, Tipsy, when you're ready, you might, yes, Lost Girls, something like that.
So, when's your date?
In about 30 minutes. He's a really nice boy.
Remember, don't get attached.
Whoa, what the hell is that? Holy shit, holy shit.
Scarlett!
Did you get him?
Yes, I got him, but then this guy saw me in the park and he got away.
What do you think?
It looks like a scrambled porno. Is that a nipple?
No, those are teeth.
We'll fucking get him. Nobody will ever hurt us again.
Never again.
Who are they? Look, I know it's blurry, but I swear to God, I saw that creature eat this dude's face.
You like that shit?
Oh, I love creepy stuff. Monsters, movies, conspiracies. I love it all. Let me give you my card. If you ever need any video work, just let me know. I build websites. Us entrepreneurs got to stick together.
Scarlett had big plans for this place. But I think I messed them all up. But I think when she sees what we've done, she'll be happy.
What are we gonna do? Scarlett is a vampire. Okay? Reese, Selena, Zoe, they're all vampires.
What are you talking about? Like real vampires?
Yes, like real vampires. Fangs. Reese bit me too.
Damn. You guys let those bitches bite you?
Cool, so what time does the drug-fueled crazy blood orgy start?
Wow. I
haven't seen it in a while.
You guys are having a good time. I was watching you guys, and you were enjoying it almost as much as I was.
Yeah, it's bringing back the memory.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen it.
So how long from concept? So you came up with a concept. I guess, as a team, you came to a decision that, this is something we're gonna make. How long from that, decision to actually getting that trailer out, how long did it take?
The concept, I think it was in 2021 when we came up with the concept, and we were planning to do that as our next movie.
Okay.
After a slasher movie we did called Slasher Red Party. And then, COVID, was going on at that time, and we're, 2020, we're coming off. And then OnlyFans, was a concept we created and started writing. and I believe I didn't finish the script until the end of 2021. But at
Okay.
the end of 2021, I had started a new script called Murder Size, and it was like a 80s aerobics slasher movie, and it was much smaller in scale. And we thought, well, maybe we should try something smaller first before we go into OnlyFans, because we knew OnlyFans was going to be pretty big just based off the scope. I mean, the script for OnlyFans is like, 90 pages, and I think the script for Murder Size is like, 60 something. So I was like, okay, let's just go Murder Size first. So we did Murder Size first, and it was great because a lot of the people that we worked with on Murder Size, we ended up working with the OnlyFans. So the lead is Kansas Bowling. We met her on Murder Size. Jessa Flux, we met her on Murder Size as well. So it ended up working out on Adriana Yushishiba. We worked with her too. So it ended up working out that we did that movie first so we can meet other people, expand our network basically, and then they would be serving as the leads for our next film. So OnlyFans, we started shooting in the summer of last year. Is that right?
Yeah, I was like, we started filming
Like
in August
August,
or late July.
late July, August. Started shooting. We shot for like 6 days straight, like all the like principal photography, and then the trailer I believe was released in October,
October, I want to
something like that.
say.
So it took a little bit just to get everything and then to edit it all and then get the music. And also, we knew we were going to be shooting more, so we wanted to kind of space it out. But, we had that teaser. And it's like, well, let's just drop the teaser, like it's to get people excited. And it helped a lot because then we ended up raising more money with that teaser trailer. So it took about, a good 6 months from we started shooting. Well, no, less than that. I guess like four.
Way less.
Yeah, like way less. Yeah. But yeah, from concept to shooting, I mean, that just happens, sometimes you just like put things down and you pick something else up. And that's what happened with OnlyFans. We created the concept, finished the script in 21, but we started shooting a different movie the following year.
Yeah, we didn't start filming till 2024. Late.
So how much more do you think you need to finish it up?
Not very much.
Not very much at all. I would say at least
like 3 shoots, maybe
3 or 4. Say 3 or 4 shoots.
like, yeah.
Before we
aside from the Vegas one that's coming up, the other ones are very, very small.
Yeah.
Very small little pickup.
Small 1-day type shoots.
Yeah. So we're almost there. We're like
almost
90,
there.
Yeah, like 95.
And that's only because we
Percent
decided
done.
to add a couple of things too. Like,
Yeah,
and that's
we can't
usually what
stop adding
happens.
stuff.
I know that's usually what happens. Like we just have an idea, like, oh, that'd be really cool if we did this and if we did that. So we're making it hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
We just feel like it's gonna add to the
I mean,
movie.
technically, we could wrap it right now and be done,
We
but
could.
Oh,
we want to
okay.
add some more
Yeah.
scenes that we've thought of that we really like. We think the scenery and the actors
Yeah.
would be really cool to add in. So
Yep.
So
Let's squeeze that
if
in.
you had to give us like a ballpark figure on length, what would it be?
Oh man. I don't want to make something that's too long, but it looks like it's gonna be like close to 2 hours. I'm gonna
Wow.
try to do like a director's cut
Okay.
and then just do like a theatrical one or like
Yeah.
a release one
Yeah.
because there's so much stuff that I like. But it's just that thing when you're editing, like you have to kill your darlings, as they
Kill your
say in
darlings,
writing.
yep.
So it's like, okay, well, some stuff I'm just gonna have to leave on the floor to make this palatable, or be able to
Yeah.
consume by the audience. Because a 2-hour vampire movie might not be the best thing to put on the
yeah,
market.
we
But
gotta
I'll leave that for the people that want to see it. I'll leave a director's cut.
gotta
So you
aim
figure
for like 90 minutes.
90
minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's so cool. Well,
Yeah.
guys, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and the trailer teaser with us here on IFB on Interfleet Broadcasting. And our background, our roots obviously is the 70s and 80s. My partner Chris and I, the Tipsy Toaster, we grew up in that era. So when you say 70 and 80s, that clicks with us right away. And you saw it talking Lost Boys and stuff and some of those great films that we consumed, going to the theaters, watching premieres, opening day for me for Lost Boys, and I thought it was great. And so it's a lot of fun, and you guys obviously are having good fun with it, and you have a really good strong base, a good strong fan base. So we'd like to have you back when it's all ready right? When you have it ready to go,
that would be amazing.
It'd be really cool. Chris, what? Audio? Did you mute yourself? Oh yeah. Unmute yourself, man. What? Can't hear you. You gotta do some more magic.
Sorry, I was pouring more alcohol. I muted. So, but thanks a lot for joining us. And once again, I really do love hearing about more people who want to create something. They have it in their mind. They want to put it out. It's, once again, I like I say, it's usually pretty much every week. But if you just kept it to yourself, then the only people who's going to enjoy your idea is you. Right. Whereas with this, you're able to create something. You have the motivation as well as the capabilities to create something that will long live past you and us, because it'll live on forever as a book or as a movie or as a story or as a whatever. It's a fantastic feeling, and it's great that you shared your ideas with the world. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing the final product. I think it's going to be it looks so much fun, and I really enjoy I enjoy the light side of comedy in regards to horror movies, because horror movies are always taken so seriously sometimes, and you're like, and then you get a little bit of light side in there in the comedy that you have in the trailer piece. I know this is going to be so much fun. I can't wait to see it. So thanks for joining us. And please, when it's ready to go out, let us know. I know you have an Etsy store, and you have some of your other movies on there.
Yeah.
This one is going to be out soon.
Summer. Yeah, hopefully early summer, not late summer, but yeah, summertime.
Yeah.
If you guys get a chance, check out some of the comments from the fans. A lot of great little comments, words of support. So,
great.
Thanks guys for chiming in. Really appreciate it from IFB fans out there. So, guys, all the best, and keep us in the loop. We'd like to have the follow up when you're ready. So, here on IFB, it's all about the fans. So fans fuel the fleet. That's what you guys are doing for your fans. And
keep doing what you're doing. You're amazing.
Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you.
Here's to you. Take care. All the best.
Thank you.
Very cool, man. Wow. I like that, right? They're just doing it, right? They're doing what they, feel is, their genre. They pick their genre. They're into it. They're doing it. They're making the product. They're putting it out there, having a lot of fun. And they told us a lot of really, great, pearls of wisdom from the guy that have done stuff. Right?
You're going to learn when you like us. We've learned some things as well when you create something. The great thing is if you're able to share that. What you've learned with other people, so maybe they don't make the same mistakes, or they capitalize is probably not the really good word for that, but capitalize on your success. That's something that I think is great if you're willing to share that kind of information. And these two are very able to share the information on how they've become successful, whether it be in their own minds or whether it be in the real world.
And they have. It's a
power
couple. Power couple. Absolutely.
Wow. And I love that part too. Is it's somebody they've gotten they feed off. It seems like they feed off each other.
Which is cool.
I think that's really cool. I think it's something you don't see a lot of. I mean, we feed off each other a lot when it comes down to creating things. So it's always about it's always about a fleet, about a fandom. It's about a group of people that would you put it together, just like the Stranded Warrior, the fandom that put together, that got together with that, the people who donated, the people who flew in, the people who drove in to be in that short fan film. I mean, that
which
really says a lot. Yeah.
Speaking of that, you've been working overtime on the Stranded Warrior.
Yep.
I believe you're close, if you didn't yet, actually complete the last of some of the
real
critical,
close. We're real
critical
close
editing.
to finishing the last green screen removal. Then comes
Yep.
the color correction.
The roto.
Yeah. We just finished the roto.
Well, you did the
color
roto,
correction.
and now color correction. Yeah.
Color correction, and have a little fun with some After Effects things that we're going to put into it to make it look fun.
Chuck
that's all
Davenport
coming up.
and Chris Marshall are
they're
making
turned
some
it over to them.
really
Now
cool
it's
stuff.
up to them. So
they're doing some really cool stuff.
I rotoed it
guys.
out. They have to make the background. So
yeah, and it's coming together. Ken Thompson, thank you for also sending up and your work will probably most definitely end up in the director's cut that we're going to do. Will be a longer version. So we're making, the Stranded Warrior is going to be we're making a festival cut, which is moving along very, very quickly thanks to
May.
Yep, it should be done before May and into the film festival circuit. And so we have high hopes, of course. We've already won over a dozen awards worldwide for the trailer. CG and stuff, the quality, the acting, everything that went into it is top notch. So we're getting there, guys. Just, a little bit more patience. And then, of course, all the fans that supported, we will be doing a fan viewing, right? For those that supported with the original, we raised over $14,000.
Oh, don't forget the people who did donate a certain amount got the script read through. I have the video of that too.
Yep.
We're not allowed
getting
to,
that as well.
So
that'll all be
that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all there.
All
we haven't forgot about that stuff. We promised
it's happening.
You'll get there.
Yep, it's happening. So we'll be doing that. And I'm very excited. I've been, watching some of this stuff happen in front of me like magic. All of it's kind of finally clicking, guys, and we are very, very close. So we're going to hear back from some of we have one last festival for the trailer. We'll hear from that very, very soon in the next 2 weeks. And then after that, we should be having the project all but completed, right? We're shooting for, a late April completion, full completion for the Stranded Warrior. And then that'll go out, and then we'll work on getting that private screening for those of you that contributed. And then it's going out. We have a list. We have a short list of festivals, and we have high expectations, and rightfully so. The Tower Protocol, Resurrection, it's completed. If you guys, 64,000 of you have actually watched the trailer. Thank you for, taking the time out of watching that. So that's in the festival circuit as well. We'll have hopefully a world premiere October. So a festival has like 6 months of prep, right? They open up, and then 6 months later is when the actual festival takes place. So then everybody submits over that time, and then there are certain deadlines before it stops, and then they put together a committee to start watching, judging who gets into the festival. So that's what we're dealing with for the Tower Protocol. Yeah, a lot of moving parts. So hopefully that'll play out the way we want, and then we'll have another premiere. So we'll have a red carpet premiere that we will be putting together also later in the year.
And then finally a release to YouTube.
Yes. So that'll be for both, but we're going to do the circuit first, guys.
Yep.
Right? So that's for both. That's
we have a choice, yeah. We have to.
Yep, Stranded Warrior and the Tower Protocol. So that has to go through the festival circuit. But remember, those of you that did support on the Kickstarter, you guys will be getting a private screening for the Stranded Warrior. And so stay tuned. That's going to happen. and we're looking forward to it ourselves, having that product finished. And again, thank you for your patience. Thank you for your support. And the team that we have is just incredible. I know that Dr. Chris McCauley was watching. Thank you. He's of course our executive producer on both projects. So there are things that we're working on in support of. Right, we released the RPG for the Stranded Warrior free of no charge. It's up on our website for you to download if you want to play it. And so we'll be doing other projects similar to that, novels, audio dramas, all of that is in play. So that's going to be also coming out later this year. And there's more guests, more IFB coming your way, guys.
Definitely.
And then at some point we're probably going to start hitting the festival circuit as well, actually being hopefully at some of these and conventions. So there's a few conventions that we're trying to target, and one of them that's we're really trying to get to is San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, I can email them back to see if they got.
We're going to try to get there. And then maybe a couple in between.
Yeah, we will be. We did get approval, and we will be at AwesomeCon in DC. I'm not familiar with the dates, but we will be there.
Right. So we don't have a table. However, we do have passes. So IFB will be at AwesomeCon. So that's
if you're there, hunt us down. We'd love to do an interview with you in regards to your costume or your fandom, or just say hi.
Yeah, give us a heads up. So that just happened very, very recently.
Yeah, I think
within the 48 hours. Yeah.
Actually,
it
wasn't even. It's not even a week ago yet. So
yeah. So that's why we're letting you guys know now. Dragon Con, I believe, Tipsy, you're going to Dragon Con?
Yeah, I should be going to Dragon Con.
Okay.
I'm kind of waiting to see if we get into San Diego Comic-Con. So
yeah. So if
more likely there'll be somebody from IFB at
IFB, at Dragon Con, right? Okay.
It may not be me, but there'll be somebody there.
Somebody
and
there.
Of course,
okay.
we always have our fans there as well. So
yeah, which is very
Fran
cool.
will be there, and John will be there, and
John one will be there, absolutely. So that's happening. And we're also working on there's a couple of publishing. We're gonna have a couple of meetings, and we may be putting out some fan-related publications in the very near future. So that is something that we want to, share with you guys, because we're putting it out, as fans for the fans, and just, supporting in our way. So that's something that we can't really get into any details yet, but just wanted to let you know that that's part of what we're doing, as well as a couple of novels. So Oddfellow Investigations is one of our IPs. So there's going to be a follow-up book. And we're also going to be doing stuff with Tower Protocol. Tipsy, you have at least 2 stories that you're working on, and the thing you're doing now is really cool. So we're working behind the scenes just to do stuff in pop culture fandom.
And hopefully our fans out there are doing the same. I mean, if you're writing fan fiction, or you're creating AI videos or AI pictures, or just pictures or videos yourselves, or wave that fandom flag. Don't sit back and do nothing. No. If you love your fandom and you want to share how much you love your fandom with others, do it. Don't what's the Nike Just Do It? Nike is Just Do It, right? I can't. Yeah, just do it.
So. Yeah. Yep.
So do the same thing Nike does. Just do it.
Just
create
do it.
Your fandom. Write your stories.
That's right.
Enjoy it. While you have time on Earth. I mean, before the AI Cylons come pick you up, please share your stuff with the other humans, because once we pick you up, you don't get that opportunity. So
that's right.
But we really do. Thanks. We think you should be enjoying your fandom as much as we do, and hopefully you are creating just as much as we are.
Yep. So guys, there's also, Chris, before we wrap up completely, there is Comic Palooza that's coming up in Texas, and
Yep.
right, BFC, Battlestar Fan Club, will be there celebrating. I believe it's their silver anniversary.
I think so.
So for those of you that are going to be going and attending, please keep us in the loop. And if you do go, take pictures so we can share them up here on IFB. So let us know if any of you that are watching are going to go. Let us know because we wanna have some some feedback from how it
so many
goes.
things we can go to, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's just but so yeah, we're gonna try to support as much as we can. I know that BFC will be there. I'm pretty sure that Carl and George Mellis will be Carl Cullenschmidt. Have the Viper there, and it's gonna be one heck of a big celebration. So looking forward to supporting that as much as we can, and we'll keep you posted on where we're gonna go. So guys, again, thank you very, very much for watching. Really appreciate you. And it's just that time. So
it's that time.
Yeah.
Before we leave, I just wanted to raise a glass to Gene Hackman.
Yes, absolutely.
We will miss you. I don't know where you're at, but depending on what your religious beliefs are, we'd love to meet you again. You are an amazing actor, and we hope to see that you are on the backside. So thank you for all you've contributed, and here's to you, sir, and here's to the fans, because the fans feel the fleet.
Fuel the fleet. Take care, everybody.